Hi, my name's Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. My channel is dedicated to helping victims and survivors of narcissistic abuse get free, stay free, and never have to return to that nightmare again. Today I want to talk about questions that come up quite frequently in emails at my Facebook page and also in comments. People having a really hard time understanding the concept that the narcissist is incapable of love, empathy, or any genuine care or concern for their victim. I will say I definitely hear you on this. Now, when I look back at the early idealization and love bombing that, Trevor inflicted on me, though Trevor really wasn't my type or, the type of man I would pick out of a crowd, the love that he showed for me, the compassion that he showed for me, I'll tell you, that absolutely won over my heart. He appeared to be very genuine, absolutely very genuine. And later, as it starts to unravel, for me, I'm thinking, wait a minute here, but he loves me, because that was the first conclusion I'd come to, is that he truly loved me. He needed me. His life had been miserable prior to me. And he cared very much for me. Once a victim or a target has come to believe that the narcissist loves them very much, and they in turn are now, offering genuine, heartfelt love back, you believe that you're in a loving relationship, in many cases, soulmates, life partners. I mean, this is the level of love that people, initially begin to share with the narcissist. Now, as, you hit the devaluing stage, of course, this is very confusing. So I think, I can only speak for me. I think I saw this genuine, true soulmate type love, being challenged. So rather than seeing it for what it really was, I became focused in the wrong area. Like, I became focused on just trying to fix it, trying to find resolution, trying to get it back to how it had been. And of course, I didn't realize at all that the person I'd fallen in love with was a complete mirrored, fake facade image of what had been portrayed for me to fall in love with. Now, of course, feeling love for your narc and feeling, that sort of euphoric state that you'd found your soulmate and, together you guys were going to conquer the world and, all of that, that's pretty serious stuff, I mean, it really is. And people will definitely start to build a foundation on that, especially if the narc is future faking you and you come to believe that you are both engaged in the act of loving each other, protecting each other, caring for each other, and building a future together. And then all of a sudden, wham, like, holy shit. Now, as Trevor started his descent into absolute evil and darkness, really unaware of what was happening, I think that my focus became more and more misdirected. It just was all about him, fixing him, saving him. It was almost as if I had stopped really, truly, in a raw way, experiencing what was happening to me, because I'd put myself on the back burner. And all of these behaviors are very typical with victims. The problem with that is it makes it harder for us to see what's really happening, because we're not looking as much, as we should be, as what's happening to us. We're focusing solely on this soul vampire who is just draining all the energy out of us, draining the life force out of us, and they've put their self first, and in turn we do it too. So I think our focus has become so horribly misdirected, and we've now come up with another solidified conclusion that there's a problem within the relationship. Possibly they suffer from, childhood abuse or whatever it is. And back to that thing where, victimized people become abusers, and that's not good enough. And I think that, with all the gaslighting and everything that's going on, we start to form other solidified conclusions that makes it really, really hard for us to see the truth, accept the truth, internalize the truth, and set our new course based on what that truth is. Another real challenge, of course, and something else that really fogs victims' ability to see what's happening, is the fact that you've been so humiliated and shamed. I mean, I absolutely have been led to believe I was a complete piece of shit. All the problems stem from my inability to love him properly. I couldn't do a fucking thing right, not a fucking thing right. If I put on lip gloss, I was trying to attract other men. If I didn't care, how I looked with him. It just, all of it, honestly, and I've said this many times, I couldn't bake a fucking potato right, and that's the truth. I could not do a thing right. Everything that was important to me was wrong. Every one that was important to me, had to go. I had absolutely become brainwashed to the point that I believed that the problem was me. So again, more smoke and mirrors, more deception, making it harder and harder all the time to see what's really happening. One thing that I found very deceitful through all the gaslighting and everything, like clearly Trevor had changed, clearly. And many times I would go to Trevor and say, Trevor, are you in there? Are you in there? Because I believed at that point, I understood there had been a shift. Trevor had changed. But I believed that the true Trevor was a man I had initially fallen in love with. I believed that Trevor, the true Trevor, was the fake facade. And this new guy, this horrible captain, lion, fuck-a-hoe, I believe this guy was now a product of my inability to be a good partner, love him properly, be supportive enough, believe his bullshit. I was completely confused. And I think it's very easy to believe when you're victimized that the initial guy you fell in love with is the real guy and this new guy is the imposter, when it's the exact opposite of that. Now, what we're dealing with here is a really evil force, and a very calculated, methodical, manipulative force that has intentionally targeted you for harm. That's what they want to do. The narc is only going to feel good about himself when he's inflicting serious, serious harm in your life. It makes me crazy when people say, why was I so stupid? You weren't stupid. You weren't stupid. You were intentionally targeted and victimized, and the person you thought that was in love with you doesn't even exist. They're not capable of love, not capable of empathy or kindness or any genuine care for you. The reality is the narc does not give a flying fuck about you. Not at all. They do not care about you. They have no capacity. You are just a blow-up doll, a cardboard figure. You're not even real to them. They just have no ability to reach that emotional point that could possibly make you real to them. You just don't exist in their world the way they exist in yours. This is really difficult for me to say because I absolutely was genuinely deceived. But as long as you hang on to false hope, keep channels of communication open, you're leaving yourself open for more abuse, absolutely more abuse. Though it is difficult to really internalize the fact that this creature, this horribly demonic, ugly piece of shit of a human being, truly doesn't love you. It's hard to accept, but I will tell you, it's where I found real freedom and real peace of mind in all of this insanity, knowing that I wasn't leaving a real person, knowing I wasn't leaving a real relationship, knowing there was nothing there. Made it so much easier to leave, go no contact, and move on with my life. Now, finding you guys, oh my God. Amazing, really, really amazing. I can't say where I'd be. I don't know where I'd be today had I not found you guys, possibly still curled up in the fetal position, licking my wounds. But, we have each other and we have this incredible exchange of information. And I hope it's been empowering for you guys as it has been for me. every time I say the person you loved wasn't real, I have to remember that someone I loved very, very much wasn't real either. And I think, fuck. Piss, shit, fuck. I mean, ugh, it's absolutely horrendous, but I'll tell you, there is freedom in accepting it. Freedom in truly accepting it and cutting all ties and moving on with your life. You've got a wonderful life ahead of you if you let yourself have that. As long as you remain stuck in the possibility that maybe there's a hope. But, you know, I'll tell you, I've done a lot of research and I've talked to a lot of people. I've not once found a situation where a victim went back and it was okay. Guys, peace be with you today. I hope your hearts are healing. I love you guys lots, and you guys are absolutely my strength and my courage. I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. Peace be with you guys.